previous video we have conducted the runs test and determine whether the observations are random or whether it has a particular trend. And in this example or this video I am going to show you how we can use other trend analyzing functions, built-in functions in R to determine whether there is a particular trend available. So for this I am going to use the same data set. So first of all I will plot this data. So after plotting this data, you can see in here you can't actually determine the correct trend, whether it identify a correct trend which is denoting, because the trend is not obvious in this case. So in this situation we can create trend lines and determine whether there is a negative trend or an upward trend likewise. So first of all we'll plot these points. So in here it is showing the random points over the period of times, or the observations over the course of the time. So we can use this Friedman super smoother. So in here I have specified the x variable and the y variable, which is TS annual temperature temp, and then in here I have selected the span as CV and also given the color as red. So we can run this. So also you can change this span value to another and get another output. So depending on your requirement you have to change the span and get the relevant result. So when you zoom in the results, you can clearly see a particular trend now. Unlike the previous occasion, we can now see a particular trend. Starting from here, if you are considering the blue line, it starts from around 80 and it decreases over the time and again increase likewise. So in here you can see this sharp increase, but overall we can assume, apart from these three occasions in 2012, 2016 and 2020, the fluctuation of the rainfall is minimal. So you can also use Spline algorithm to evaluate the trend. So again I am going to plot, define the data set, so the type, point and y variable or the y label, and then I'm going to call this smooth spline function and specify the time as the x variable and the rainfall here. So I can change this. You can specify the smoothing parameter under the SPAR. So now let's run this. So the SPA one tells me the overall trend of this particular graph. So by looking at that you can see there is a slight upward trend, but it is not very significantly. So these are some of the methods that you can conduct to identify the trend of your dataset when the trend is not visually recognizable.